Welcome back to CoachTrick, where magic meets inspiration and success. Today, prepare to be blown away as we explore a self-working card trick that takes the definition of coincidence to whole new levels. Picture this: you and the spectator each select cards from two separate shuffled decks. What follows is nothing short of astonishing. A prediction so precise that you each reveal the value of each other's chosen card. It's like you're reading each other's minds. It doesn't require any setup. It's easy to perform, and it truly is one of those knockout effects. Even once you know how it works, you'll still be amazed. As ever, we also explored a connection between learning magic and achieving wider success. So stick around for the usual inspiring message. Now, let's jump into this self-working miracle. Grab some cards and let's go. Okay, as ever, let's kickstart by taking a look at the effect itself. In this trick, you're going to demonstrate the connection that exists between two decks of cards. Indeed, this connection is so strong that it can lead to unbelievable coincidences. And you're going to start with a deck for yourself and a deck for the spectator. Obviously, I don't have a spectator today, but take my word for it. When you perform this for a spectator, it will work exactly the same. You're each going to take your deck and just give it a shuffle. So I'll give my deck a quick shuffle there, and the spectator will also give their deck a shuffle. You're now going to swap decks, just like so. So you now each have a deck that's been shuffled by the other person, and the cards are truly mixed. You're now each going to take your deck and you're going to select a card. Any card that you like. Just going to look through the cards. Let's have a look here. I think I'm going to select this card. And you're just going to place that card on top of the deck, like so. And the spectator is going to do the same. They'll just look through their cards and they'll just select a card. Let's say they select this card here. They'll place that on top of their deck. Now, you wouldn't do this in the actual trick, but just to show you what cards have been selected. I've selected the King of Clubs. You can see that there. That's now on top of the deck. And the spectator has selected the Six of Diamonds. You can see that, and that's now on top of the deck. You now want to lose these cards into the decks, but you want to do this in really random and unknown way. So you're going to ask the spectator to give their deck a cut, but to cut it behind their back so nobody can see, and it truly is unknown. So they'll take their deck and behind their back, they'll just give it a cut wherever they like. So their card is now lost in the deck, and you're going to do the same. Once again, so it's random and unknown, you're just going to take that deck and give it a cut behind your back. Now, to increase the randomness even more, you're once again going to swap decks. So let's just check where we are. Each person now has a deck containing a card that's been selected and lost by the other person. There's no way that you can each know what card has been selected or where that card is. Now, you're each going to take your deck and you're just going to remove your own selected card. So the card that you selected at the beginning, just going to take that card and place it face down next to the deck. So there's my selected card, and the spectator will do the same. They just look for their selected card and they'll just place that face down next to their deck. So the magician and the spectator now has their selected card face down on the table. There's no way they can know which card the other person has selected. However, due to the connection that exists between these cards, there is an amazing way that we can find out. For example, if the magician just taps their deck over here and turns the top card over, it reveals the Six of Diamonds. You can now ask the spectator to reveal their selected card, and amazingly, it is indeed the Six of Diamonds. That's coincidence number 1. You can now ask the spectator whether they have any idea what your selected card is. They're obviously going to say no, but you can also ask them to give their deck a tap like so, and just to turn over the top card, which reveals the King of Clubs, and now prepare for the impossible as you reveal coincidence number 2, that your selected card is indeed the King of Clubs. This is a really amazing effect with 2 really strong and impossible predictions. Is it coincidence or is it magic? Stick around, because now I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Okay, now let's take a look at the secret to this double coincidence miracle. Basically, the secret at the beginning is that you know the bottom card of this deck here, and you can glimpse this however you like, or you might want to start with your preferred card on top, so the King of Clubs, and just shuffle that to the bottom during the act of shuffling the deck. Whatever you want to do, the key is basically that you know the bottom card here. And the spectator will give their deck a shuffle, and they really can mix up the cards. You now swap decks, and this means that the spectator has the deck with the King of Clubs on bottom. You know the bottom card of the spectator's deck. So now in the act of going through your deck and selecting a seemingly random card, you're simply going to look for the King of Clubs, the card that's on the bottom of the spectator's deck. So we'll look through, make it look as though you're looking for a random card. But you're going to find the King of Clubs there. You're just going to remove that card and place it on top of your deck. And the spectator will now do the same. They'll look through their deck and really look for any card that they like. Let's say they select the 6 of diamonds. Just ask them to remove that card and place that card on top of their deck. So now on top of your deck, you have the King of Clubs, the same card that's at the bottom of the spectator's deck, and the spectator has their selection on top, in this instance, the 6 of diamonds. So now you want to lose these cards into the deck. So you're going to ask the spectator to take their deck and to give it a cut behind their back. And the justification for this is so that it's really unknown and random. So they'll take their deck and they really will give it a cut, like so. And then you're going to proceed to apparently do the same. You'll take your deck, place it behind your back, but actually you're only going to pretend to cut your deck, like so. So when you bring your deck back, it's still exactly the same, and your selected card, the King of Clubs, is still on top. Now to make it look even more random, you're once again going to swap decks. You're each now going to remove your own selection from the deck. You fan through your cards until you find your selection, which is the King of Clubs. There it is. And right next to the King of Clubs is going to be the spectator selection, the 6 of diamonds. So once you find your card, you're just going to cut this half of the deck to the top, and then to remove the top card and place that on the table, which means your selected card, the King of Clubs, is now on the table, and the spectator's selected card is here on top of the deck. Now the spectator will do the same. They'll go through their cards until they find their selection, the 6 of diamonds, and ask them to remove that and place it face down on the table. Now note, still at the top of the spectator's deck is your selected card, the King of Clubs. So the spectator places their selection on the table. So now all that's left to do is to reveal the double coincidence, that at the top of your deck is somehow the card selected by the spectator, and even more amazingly, at the top of the spectator's deck is somehow the card selected by the magician. Go out there, practice this one, perform it, and of course, above all else, have fun. And there you have it. You've just uncovered the secrets to a trick that is guaranteed to surprise and amaze. But this trick isn't just about the cards. It's a reminder. In magic and life, big things often come from the small stuff. So as you play around with this trick, remember your everyday actions are like the steps within. Each one counts. Keep it simple, keep trying, and watch the magic unfold. Until next time, keep practicing, keep believing, and take care.